apai momade shema munyina jo emama kwaba. Pent Radio 100.1 ensem bi edika na editi asemufo asemuna mraso se yede somo. Ensem na doso de edi mo akotene ebi ene se mampanyin John Dramani Mahama edene reset agenda no akokopie mu ewo New York.
Pent Media Center Pent TV eka hono Pent TV enya emfiedu mu na wodi dwumade bia hye so ne West Africa Green Economy Roundtable akoso ewo enkran ye de hono nsem bebrew
kane enya so tuo mro hye bedwani ede ato abayanim se galamse ko no enye se ye declare no emergency ne betimi ame etu ase na mmommo wo sika no mo hyehye ase no na aban enti won
Ora sanyo hosi wono kane no na wono ena eda Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors ano wose nanka wose omampani dada na nado danko kufodo timi tu galamse sosa nanka otu ase wantimi no ye last hope omampani Mahama sanso wono wakaso wo nkobiem enti wo nkobiem no oni aba bi oba begina so belusu nti wei na chance ofeli de na Ghana yewu
ensem bi eka wei ho ena yensemufo asem anwumre na yatena se ede somo se no nim mpai mu kase yemfa kase ni mu aseda kase no ama ohenere spices ena ohenere non dairy powdered milk omadawroma ena anwumre wo mo ebo yechi dom
Ena seri bi enkoma Adwenpahene Kofi Mensah wone kwabna usodie mi wono de boy chidoma di free newsroom hono mo sanso ena seke okay wona technical room hono mo ena nwumre ya wo streaming nyina live Facebook na fin so YouTube ede emayen akenkanfo me ohene banya akomene
mame ajua ahenkra kachiri
ya dani ehutia wani age aboafo enkra to de kase ni nchiremu ebeto so enche
Midofo a minu hu agro na say die waduane ne da no ayesronko
anyo mira ohenere spices abefi aduane de ayesronko ohenere chicken seasoning se wo toto wo chi ana wo ye akokọ nam ho bibia fakakra som
froye no
ohenere stew seasoning no be manageta
jollof no
ohenere jollof seasoning ma no hwam ni odew mu odew
fried rice no kra die
ohenere fried rice seasoning Emma me fredwa frede aponchin kakra no me de ohenere go seasoning na ye asam na ne se mira ohenere seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke ka ho anunsu ede aduane ne hwam ne de no ubedie dibiom enti obapa ohenere spices abama yen aduane no aye de efrise ni die ne nso aye de
ohenere spices edeye
e wo dwa hodro mu eto phone for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum
Adesha yamoma kwaba na afei ensem ne munche mu no nyina yemfa ensomo mampanyin John Dramani Mahama ade na ne apiemo ewo New York United States of America na wone empanyinfo mu wo akwakodi ahyiamu atwetwe enkomodidie ni mo na wode ne reset agenda no etu wo manim na wo chese wogidie pa wo rehyiamu se ansa no man bia ebetimi afa na ntampa efranom ewo se yesesa eniemam amamuonom amamrano ene niema bia enhyeda entwa yie ewo manim no ewo se yesesam ne titiw wo se ebibremu hampanyimfo pese apomuden enhyehye no etimi ekoso totia agese yeye ensakraye kakra ewum
Continents advocate for reparations. I am also deeply aware of the failings of the world's moral order. That responsibility is also why I'm passionate about the Accra resets. For I know that without new governance, business and financing models for development, there can be no sustainable path for health, no resilience for our economies, and no workable future for global solidarity. That summit produced a resounding consensus. The health crisis we face is not only a crisis of disease, disease, vaccines and hospitals, but also a crisis of social and economic inequality. It is a symptom of a deeper malaise in the global development architecture itself. The collapse of the legacy aid system, punishing debt burdens in the global south, and fragmented supply chains are not isolated problems. The evidence that the very logic of global development as we have known it is no longer fit for purpose. From Accra, a message went out to the world. If we are to heal our health systems, we must first reset development itself.
Adesha eni ayeti eye Ghana Mampenyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Mama Fawo Emrai na Pen TV eba atrase ne emfie polypoly edu emwa eni na ewo emfie du efa ayehye na fenso eho adije no na empanifo da Pen Media Center ano board chairman Apostle Dr. David Nyansahe from Edano, one mashe Jumadia Sunkokra. Nasa efa yedi any emu Jumadia hodono and a nay, wade a year West Africa Green Economic Roundtable, and nothing so awards, what they share so ye trinity wa efran waja 2025. Nasa Jumadia say Apostle Eric Nyamicho chairman, head the Church of Pentecost, na nu disemno, Apostle Alexander Naneyo Kumi Labi and the Babakin Kanye. Na working kind and watch them more essay. Oba dear Bobra and no yensa se yakwaye nankasa no se yakasi ese na che se ubuo pa ene mu nyankopon wo se wose etimi ebo ho ban se yetu yakwaye yensa se ebobre ho eso are etu so sa na che se nyankopon animu a na yetietia na wose etimi ebo ho ban.
The environmental stewardship cannot be the task of the church alone. It requires governments, businesses, academics, financiers, and civil society to come together in dialogue and partnership. This is why Wager 2025 is so significant. It creates a platform for collaboration across sectors and borders to shape a greener, more sustainable West Africa. But allow me to stress, sustainability is not just a policy goal. It is a spiritual mandate. God's first instruction to humankind was to work the garden and take care of it. Genesis 2:15. To destroy the environment is to dishonor God, the Creator. To preserve it is to worship God. The green economy is therefore not merely an economical model. It is an act of obedience to God. As chair of this roundtable, my prayer is that the discussions and engagement here will go beyond rhetorics. May we leave this place with actionable strategies, transformative partnership, and a renewed sense of moral and spiritual responsibility. For what is at stake is not only the property of our nations, but the well-being of future generations.
Says yakra obade babreya yediama yen yeviase yen sase yakwaye na ayosuma yesum awradinamom se yesei na chese yetuate kese yete ewo yankopon anim na board chairman Edma Paint Media Center ne Apostle Dr. David Nyansahe from wono nanu disem no la area head Apostle Dr. Dwedene Kobla no okwe wono na ebabegina mu ekenkan no no so na kinkan mu no chese say ye bekra obo ade bobre yensa se ne yenkwa yensu ebebo ho ban no wo se enye akwanya na so option ebeka se obi wo kwa opaye opa wonyo se da bi eyenhye se yetimi ebo ho ban na eyade a Bible akato ho esan se edintro no wankase yense no.
West Africa Green Economic Roundtable 2025 has been designed as more than just another conference. It is a strategic platform, a marketplace of ideas, innovations, and partnerships. It is a space where policymakers, business leaders, academics, financiers, and civil society actors come together to share a future that is resilient, inclusive, and green. Here we will not only debate policy, but also showcase solution. Solution is required, not only debates. We will not only identify challenges, but also present opportunities. And I encourage you to grab those opportunities. As part of the 10th anniversary celebration of Pen TV, the premier television station of the Church of Pentecost, and a proud member of the Pen Media Center family, this event is also reflects our commitment as a church to the moral and spiritual responsibility of environmental stewardship. Caring for creation is not a political option. It is a divine mandate as stipulated in the Bible, Genesis 2:15. We call upon to take care of the environment. And it is only fitting that Pent Media Center positions itself as a convener in this vital regional conversation.
We are Apostle David Nyansa from the New December, Apostle Dr. Dodane. Komlat no pe obabe king kanye na director at the Pent Media Center ya Pastor Dr. Felix the Lacluche wo no na no disem no say enye obi bia na etu fam gudi anase otu fanwo na mo obi bia edidi we e kire se aduane untimi ntrase wo bra wonum nso anase wunidie enti yenhwe na yema eho ehia yen se yebetimi abo yenuane eho eban.
The truth is, climate change is not more distant threat. It has already been here. As Barack Obama once said, we are the first generation to feel the impact of climate change and the last that can do something about it. It is against this background that the West Africa Green Economy Roundtable, WAGER 2025, is being designed by the Pent Media Center as a strategic convening platform for industry leaders, policy makers, financiers, academics, civil society organizations, and advocates of environmental stewardship to exchange ideas, challenge each other, and spark real conversation. It will serve as a collaborative marketplace of ideas, innovation, and partnership that can accelerate the region's transition to sustainable development. Also, Chair, let me conclude by saying that nobody drinks oil, but everyone consumes food. The simple truth highlights a profound reality that fossil fuel may drive our economy, but it is food that sustains our life. Oil and gas may light our cities and fuel our industry, but it is agriculture that feeds our people, support our communities, and anchor our culture. Let us stop paying lip service to green economy. The time to act is now.
Ebrano ene sesia enyo bia na anasenye bibia ena nom fa nwo nemu obia edidi we echese ewose yebokua ye ho ban kua ena ekita ye enti ye mo ho ban eye sesia ye ntimi ntwen we eye Pastor Dr. Felix de la Cruche media eye Pent Media Center Director.
Adesha yantua ensam no so emfa emamo eye yenyina da yanim sam kwanya galamsey ene ne nsunsuan so bone a ede ebra yensuwa wo mo sen wo mo mutu efomagudie na emfa mrakwan so sanso na yenkwaya ahode no mabo awura mu na ensase no wo mutu se no saa na kanem roshe bedwane ema enya so utu ma de hye eye Dr. Dixon Adomaku Kisi wadena no ato ensem wembi na nensem a worka ene se omanfo bi kasa se enka mampanyi galamsey asituo no one declare a state of emergency and was say no animanimu ya de ehun hyeda ehia na emom wonum a womu wosika na omutimi kwa amano ne ekokla excavator ne chamfan ede ba wo man mu no sankofo no na yentu omoso sa wosesa wo hye de chairman ema NPP amanyokuo no Ora Bernard entry bosiako yese ne company bi na wotu afomagudi a emfa mrakwan so enti no womo ede ne kokopie mu kra ewo yoko enti se yehuni na chese ewo se aban ehu afoforo no a aka no na se nipa no womutimi etu omoso sa.
I also think that there's not necessarily the state of emergency. Let's go after those financing galamsey. I mean, that doesn't need a state of emergency. I mean, I'm wondering, the way they are sophisticated, me sitting in my small corner know that if I trace the campaign in a local environment, I can match him straight to the house he comes to in Accra. It's very, you don't need a lot of CID training. If they truly want to do it, they can match. And even there are about 10 campaigns in this country. I'll be surprised if the BNI supposedly doesn't know them. I mean, let me state that, for instance, admittedly, our own chairman is known for one or two reasons and is being investigated. Are we telling all Ghanaians that he's the only person? That's something. And, to borrow from Dr. Frimpong Boateng's report, there were actors in both parties. If the NDC wants to be holier than thou, they need to do the same thing with their actors. And you know what is troubling, Larry? Over the past 8 months, and listen, I must admit, our party, my government, was not 100% on the gold illegal mining problem. But unfortunately, the past 8 months, I would want to use the word reckless, but there's been reckless damage to our environment.
Dr. Dixon Adumako Kisi eye kane mrashe bejani Emma Adeshia womo ewo enya sotu.
Na Owura Sanyo Hosi wa finance and economic policy analyst kane no na CEO at the Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors. Wadena no atumbi no say si e kan wono ma ebetimi akoatia galamsey pa samanyofo pa wase nanka ni da so ene omampani nanado esan say or first time we ni second time nanka wo so otimi de na ho ade nyina gu so nanka okutia galamsey enkenenke ho atoyen esan so no ne wadi ni time awie watwa ne bra wie Ghana fo ntimi nka say wo no watu galamsey sentia nto aba ma obi ntimi so rentia no emfa galamsey ma me bone so bo nanso wono ntimi antu na omampani mahama abaya wono so wacha so wonko biem na one time pen wo koi any wono so na ni da so no ene o say Ghana ye ni da so a eno enti so wono so ntimi akode na asem no ato su me na chese yewu nya de galamsey no ebetimi akọ we Owura Sanyo Hosi.
If this president will not do it, then we are hopeless. Because first of all, I actually thought that Nanado should have been the one man to have fixed this problem because he wasn't standing for election anymore. He should have left with his name high. He didn't. This president is a one-term president. If for nothing at all, one of your closest people died. Omanuni is not a friend to the president. It's his brother. One of his closest confidants. If you can look, Mr. President, you can look at those children. You can look at Yahweh, all of them. You can look at those children, his wife, and still be pretending this is your own. Honestly, we must be made with some little honor. Even amongst thieves, there's honor. What is this? We lie. What is the turbidity that you found at Kwanya? What was it last year when we were told that it was 14,000 that all of us got up? What was it? Tell the people of Ghana. Our politicians are dumb liars.
Owura Sanyo Hosi was say, Omampani Mahama, o said ya wone Owura Ononyamfo kane osofo no hwe bambo nsam so nonyamfo omanebo amonya ne ba bi ko sane one ne tie na enye so we osofo kekewu wo twotwo mo o ewunua nkasa enye wadamfo o ewunua entu hwe kwan papa ifa so pa hwe ne nkona hwe ne marketing kitie anim na wo se onso mfa o last nyina ngoso nkunti galamsey dia ene na che se enidaso nyina asa Owura Sanyo Hosi
Adeshe yetoso na yade amamu Minority kokosa ewo mrashibedwam aye ensemtrofo enhyiamu ene wukuye ya na ranking member Foreign Affairs Committee ewo mrashibedwam eye onimonyamfo Samuel Abu Jinapo wakasaye na nenkasaye mu no ena wo se Ghana ban ene US ban ye wonti ase apam bi ayakọ ene enkonfo bi a wo mo ewo US na wo mo free West Africa ha ne koye na bibi nti US ban no entimi ene wo mo ntena no owo ho akwanya se eja abedom Ghana ye je wo mo na ye ne wo mo etena na san hyehyeye no ena edom kuma ewo mrashibedwam ekase etia Ghana mamra enti enkebe ya anka ban no kura nhwe na woni US ban no entwa sa apam nim kura.
We are told that some 40 more people are due to arrive in the country pursuant to this same unconstitutional agreement. We have taken note of the comments by the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs to the effect that the agreement with the United States is a memorandum of understanding and will require parliamentary approval only when it is, in his words, elevated to the status of an agreement. The minister further claimed that both the Honorable Attorney General of Ghana and that of the United States have advised that the agreement does not need parliamentary approval. We wish to remind the Honorable Minister that the Constitution makes no such distinction between formal agreements and memorandum of understanding. As held by the Supreme Court in the Bamford case, the provision even covers agreements reached by note verbals. The attempts by the minister to downplay this agreement in the face of this clear provision of the Constitution is very disturbing. Indeed, in the case of Broja Jemfi and Attorney General, the government of President Akufo-Addo, in consonance with Article 75 of our Constitution, laid before Parliament a defense cooperation agreement with the United States of America for ratification, even though the said agreement had not been signed. The Supreme Court held that the then government was right in laying the said agreement before Parliament, for even such unsigned agreements come under Article 75 once government takes steps to implement same. It is therefore irrelevant whether the agreement is signed or it is called an agreement or a memorandum of understanding or by exchange of note verbals. Parliamentary ratification is required for the implementation of any such agreement.
Na enuachi ena onimanyamfo abu jinapo esan ede eto aban nanim se wo hye aban ahodo a abesene kwae koba ne se ensem bisi ewa amanone ebia entokwa esi ewo kromienu entemu a eya empempi no Ghana yetai ejina mfimfini yenko enkodi kuro baako achi na yenhode ntia oman baako eti wo sese aban ya tiso yi enye saa wo sese wo hwe ntokwa esi ewo Israel ene Gaza fo ntemu a ensem mampanyini ekafa ahono na ekamia yese wo kwa akotai wo man baako achi eno so entwe yi.
Successive governments have over decades interpreted and applied these principles by maintaining a posture of independence and impartiality in international conflicts. It is therefore crucial that in responding to this conflict, Ghana's official statements continue along this tradition, speaking clearly to the need for peace, the protection of civilians, and adherence to international law, by doing so in a manner that avoids the perception of taking sides in a very deeply divisive conflict. The Minority Caucus wishes to emphasize that Ghana's enduring strength in international relations has always come from its ability to maintain independence, neutrality, and credibility, even when global powers have sought to draw us into their competing blocs. Departures from this tradition, if not checked, could diminish our moral authority on the international stage and compromise our wider national interests. We therefore call on the government to exercise caution and be consistent in articulating Ghana's foreign policy positions, particularly on sensitive international conflicts such as the Gaza conflict. The government must ensure that Ghana's position reflects our long-standing commitment to non-alignment, multilateralism, and principled diplomacy rather than hasty or unilateral declarations.
Anyway, aye damango emrashe bejani onamanyamfo Samuel Abujenapo.
Mamefa ontoaso na yenko bambo ni moe na posifo aso ye ne yekoi ene posi adwumakuo no wonom ayen sentrofo nhia mu ni nyina efa akromfo renfo wonom ema Ganafo aso enkwadidi wo Ganafo nya asomdwe na da bia wodi ehu eto Ganafo so wo chese se wankasa Ganafo se mbeka ye nimsem afi ye hyase krono bonko akoso eye amrobesa wonom attack banks kakra bia no ye rural banks no edo so pa na wonom tresia what to form one ene one more she wiemu one more one the intelligence nko mo hwehwe hwiansem no one more kabo mama ene nipa edu one ensa asomu na nipa di one mo yankrofo a bank robbery akoso e wasante mantemu emfifi mantemu enkran mantemu ene mantema hodo ni nyina mu no sankrofo yi wo mo ho bon mu wo mo na sesa atuo wo mo kwa security a ono ehwe bank ne so na nadwo woni mitimi kikyerew ebi wo mo so kwa ono tuo eku sa security no ebi wa police for na se eje banya wono mo sanse wo mo doso nti wono mo timi overpower eya police for na chese wo mage wo mo atuo nyina enti sankrofo yi a wono mo ache wo mo yi wono mo ehu a police for tuo bi ewo wono mo enchen afi ehyen ya wono mo dobo ko akronbo eni niam hodo bebre IGP edi kan kasa ye mekire owura Christian Tete yo wono wodi kan ekasa ya ansana eye Director General de Criminal Investigation Department CID ma Milidia ya kodonko enso edene de episo na IGP kasa no mom ayentie sedia we see a born tofa at the FI.
I'm delighted to announce that we have successfully dismantled the gang behind all these robberies. We have successfully arrested 10 suspects. 3 other suspects were shot dead in the course of the operation during a shootout with the police. We have launched a manhunt for the remaining suspects who are on the run. We will not stop until we get them arrested. We were also able to recover 14 weapons, including AK-47 rifles, pump-action guns, a single barrel gun, pistols, ammunition, vehicles, mobile phones, among others. I would like to acknowledge and commend Ashanti Regional Police Commander and his intelligence team for the role they played to ensure the success of this operation. I would also like to commend all other officers who played critical roles towards this successful operation. I wish to sincerely thank members of the public who volunteered credible information to the police that contributed to this breakthrough. I want to take this opportunity to call all members of the public to support the police with information for successful investigation. Let us all be vigilant members of the community and report any suspicious persons or activities to the police. As you may be aware, the service is committed to rewarding credible information shared to support our investigation. I would like to assure you that the police will continue to make life uncomfortable for criminal elements in our society. We will continue to pursue you till you are brought to justice.
Na IGP anusi ya no mame Lydia Yako Donko our year Director General Criminal Investigation Department miche CID no wano echere ensem ni mo abobo manfo ya nipa bonifo ya yache wo mu ebi krampo di Cobra omo guy names omo di Cobra wo chire mu eda fenso kro no ahodo a wono mabo nyina mame Lydia editudwa.
The suspects are Akwesi Eje, alias Cobra, Ibrahim Al-Hassan, Samuel Apia, alias Akwesi Mugu, Francis Akwa, alias Preman, David Obuobi, alias Wasti, Martin Akansina, alias 1 Billion, Nanaya Frimpong, alias Mystical, Kojo Atingawo, alias Boga, Samuel Akwesi Jan, Stephen Say, Koku Pepra, alias X5, he is deceased. Bozin is also deceased. Kwabna Owusu Ansa is at large, and one Albert also at large. The banks affected are as follows. Adansi Rural Bank in Fomena was attacked on the 10th of April 2025. The Lower Pra Rural Bank at Takrade in Chaban was attacked on 24th April 2025. Asokori Rural Bank in Asokwa was attacked on the 18th of May 2025. Ahafo Kukom Rural Community Bank branch was attacked on the 30th of May 2025. In Wabeja, Rural Bank at Ofinso was attacked on the 10th of July 2025. Bosomchi Rural Bank at Sontreso was attacked on the 18th of July 2025. Kakum Rural Bank at Elmina was attacked on 4th August 2025. MRB Bank in Winneba was attacked on the 15th of August 2025. The South Birim Rural Bank at Achim Asene was attacked on 16th August 2025. The EcoBank Ahafu Kenyasi branch was attacked on the 8th of September 2025. And lastly, St. Martin de Porres Co-op Credit Union at Atonsu, Monaco was attacked on 14th September 2025.
Enti wudia wamudi 1 billion ani de akeka ho Cobra ene wo banks ahodo won ma robin na eye CID Director General to ne boase bobo ebi wa Tonsu Monaco ebi wa Centreso chese adansia so kwani de akeka ho nyina chese nkrofo won ma bodwuma papa etuo no mde kwa kronobo internet dia posifo won mo se obi bia odada na mmom se unya information so a hu bibia na waka bibi
sanko fo no pom pa hu tedin pa
she na we dia ye tabribi wor bunsuru Unti di wa
na Cobra de
Cobra se ni di no honam se
onya obeye o
di no honam se ai
azamu
Adwenpahene
ya to so ewo enwomasuamu ensemo na ebobusumi ya yewo mu ni da na etoso edu enkono na Teachers and Education Workers Union etwamutia setewu wo mote etua ekira ban na wo mo se aban ni wo mo edi ensem bia enhyeda nto wo masomu ye enti wo mo de wo nkuku na wo nkaka gu classroom eni school mo wo mo nkwa na wo makwa akwaye adwuma na National Labour Commission for akacho omo strike na omakono enkebe yanko munya no mse hwe kosisa aban ede ne nhwehwe ye begu akwan mu na obetimi aboa ye me ya setena mu akotote na ye de ne de strike ne nya de se ye de isi nne ochina so eka ho jomtena ni Emma University of Ghana tewu branch a ewo ho eye Owura Benjamin Nkumsa wono enede ensemwe etudwa.
The issue of calling off the strike, I don't think that we have passed there, because initially that is what we're expecting. But there have been several occasions that they've asked the question, we call a strike, when we go on the table, we don't get anything better. So this time around, we have resolved that. Not until all these issues are resolved, we are not going back to it. Yes, as I said, we operate ourselves, but it is not our wish that we should be here at this time. We were thinking that by this time, this issue should have been resolved. But because of the situation that we found ourselves, as I said, we cannot come and sit down here. Once we don't even have basic tools to work with for the student to have a very good environment to study. So we are saying that it is left with government. Now the decision left with government. If government see it deem that the university is as important to this nation, the government is quickly let us sit on the table to have discussion to resolve this issue.
Adesha anyway. Jomsneni Emma Tewufa, University of Ghana, Ora Benjamin in Kumsa. Na enwachino ana esuafo bi enso ese abanse enidiam eni ahobrase kwan so de o machechefo no hia bia no aban momoden se wode ebema womo na womo nsem kaye no so obetie no waso pam na achechefo na timi abasuku abekira de ama enwomesua ene adesua etimi afa ne ntampa.
We are pleading on the government to do something about this and provide the needs of the lecturers so that they can attend to us.
The welfare of the students is really at stake because it really affects us, and especially to our academic calendar is not really favorable to us.
Wey adisuafo bia wo machechefo ne wo mo adwumayefo bi wo musuku mu ate atua eno mo sre aban se adaworoma aban ehu omomobo na achechefo ndi omu hia bia no won fa ma won.
Arisha and some of the doors on us, your brand, I bit my young far way and sorry, a fisam no eso. Customer for at the Magana Education Service, GES, a year over Daniel Fini. What they are told a dra abo a year headmasters, a one editor and to Susuku no anono coco. As so be a enche. Now prospectors are buying their tournament, say, additional for a fee, one of airban to Susuku no, women are montotono, well, winning now be back home, and now by Jessica be where Chile at the show, Botuman as what taps on dear, and you would dance to Nasrima. So almost so more, and bra and no EBD.
Momo J3 no, your mom opportunity to choose 7 schools. Na 7 schools na omo choose no. The number of senior high schools in Ghana about 1,000.
Arisha yes, rasa yentimi enyasa eno amfa amao. Na ma yenko wie kase no ewo obi emai soe. Yekopiemu ewo New York United Nations General Assembly ekoso ewo New York US abrochi memo Kenya mampani eye Owura William Ruto wano edru ne nkasa yeso no se adehye mo menka nokore na nokore ho ye ba akopɛ wo hwe wiase afana nyina continent so pa Africa anase abibiman na abibiman maako aduonum enan ye ni state anase member ba kokra ewo security council no ye permanent sa nipa no de yensese mo mo ne kita tumi a okase empunu no abibirem obia eni won mo sa mo amoye sa mo ni yedini enye enti ebraso se mutimi ema abibiman anase abibirem an mo man ba ko ekwan ese wono so ma permanent member na che so wono so betimi asori aka se dabi me ma mo kwa ma mo nkwasa o man we so anamo amutu dia for man we dabi me mpene te se the US ono nko etimi so original na so Russia original France etimi so original British etimi so original sanso na China etimi so original won mo ye enumpe P5 from P5 won mo sa aman num we no wono na se ewiase ye ka se akwa we dia wo ye ni jai otimi ka cho se dabi me mpene Emma Monsha nisi wonyai sa amani bi ye pe baako wa Africa enti Owura William Ruto se ebra se abimai so ma baako ebi mo keka se abimai ebetimi akọ ebi se Nigeria ebi se South Africa ebi krampo edwon se kire Morocco na afen so de keka ho Kenya se wope ebra se mfema no enti adwo ye wie wo bibika
na yenso
Ghana ye possible by chances ni so
adentia
ye chances ni so ye ba abibire mu hanomo a ye ka abima mo ho odin wo sika fam wo nipa dodo afam ye population account ye sika sem account ye de niam bebre atoto ho South Africa economy so sene Ghana economy Nigeria de so sene ye de Morocco so sene ye oh enya si edwa ye num Ghana wa advantage wo baabi si e be ka se ye wasumdwe ana se kabima min ka be mamu baabi ye de aduru eni tie my ratio mu ni gidie eba Ghana mu but se ye ka se tumi die mu ana se yenkonko pa Nigeria die nim yeah Nigeria or Ghana nim ayo amai bibiri ye wo Ghana nim or Africa who say do baabi a Nigeria for say Ghana a small kitchen omo kan ye dodo no mo hwe ye kase na aha ni nyina so count it and say we are safe na nyina say ka amanya omo dodo omo do so a Nigeria top 7
oh okay
and we are seeing Nigeria top 7 South Africa mpo edi anim enti ye possible but your chances is okay na omo de be ma ye mpo a no so mbeti ase a eno so ye
send ye wo say kan ye ne omo nti ase mu
omo say adwa your time na so enya ha ne ba be say this your time na so enke be kire say mu kakra because one mo sha se kan nye ne President Obama kan bi ne breso o kan ye sa se mu sha se bobo ye che se enye ne but the enti a omo ma bi my kwan ma ye nso ye nya sa seat ni bi se be nya sa tumi ni bi no wo mo mu se omo ni se bi a mi si senka omo ni se ma bi man a obi nso be sorry because Latin America almost omu nibi Southern America omu nibi Asia China pe
so omu misai
enye so omu misai bi so a na mo na omu de Africa na mo mbepe so mbetu no abibi man bi be sorry atia omu say ni nyina so nyina de say entokwa bebre ya ekoso nyina ekoso abibi man enso so yanka se ye nitumi a ye de eso ohaw bi say anase entokwa bi ano enya America just say Russia itu ni nasim anasa British itu nasim enya sa just say France enya sa just say China enso de ko so Libya yi America and France obi ayi din enti ahaya kwa ho enti se mo enti minka aha enti no ka bi ma so mimi susu say so mo de set to me ma bi ma bi a wan hwa na omo de on person mo ye na bi na enti mi anye ma dwen kire no
yo adehye kase na si na ensemu a etu ojane ebi enese mampanyin John Dramani Mahama ne reset agenda no odi akopie mu ewo New York
Pen TV anya emfiedu eno enam so amampanifo ahye dwumade no West Africa Green Economy Roundtable and awards.
Na galamse wonsemo ena kane enya so tu omumra hyebedwane ede nano atomu bi was state of emergency ne de mprempren ehun hia na emom womu a womaye ohinta de akire wosika omo hyehye ase no womu ne yentu omo so sa
edom kuma a wonmo mra hyebedwafie ekire se omampani John Dramani Mahama sa deportees America for just womu ye before de omo bagan ha womu nyante se nipa be se aduanan ne ekire de wonmo nam ekwan so ba twa so kra menye womo afei ensem a okika edefa Gaza ne Israel ntokwa ho no woserew yempe wo hawo
ensem bi eka woi ho ena yetena se ede so mo se no num mpai mu kase wo Paint Radio 100.1
yada Adwenpahene Kofi Mensah na face kwabene so dio mi asese wonom ebo ye chidom ebo ayen sanso na se kewiki wo streaming in live wo Facebook and YouTube e de MI ohene spices ene ohene non dairy pardon makadama ene ofa sakasi eho eka nyina na akenkanfo na eyeme ohene banya akomene
mame ajoa ahenkra kechi
yede wasi nyame yadom o chana pa obesan atien kabi medane me ho meden kai boy ede yakono so ebebro yakrao